Hello, back again on the Top Recap channel. This time I will tell a movie's entitled Man on Fire. Let's get straight into the storyline. The movie starts in Latin America, where kidnapping is at its peak. Every hour, someone gets kidnapped, and 70% of them are killed. Former CIA officer John W. Creasy visits his old friend Paul Rayburn in Mexico. Paul also used to be in the CIA.
You been working?
Yeah, no. Been moving around, Colombia. You think God will forgive us for what we've done?
No.
You don't.
He then advises John to try to control his drinking. Curious about John's current situation, he asks what he's up to these days. John replies that he's been doing nothing. Paul mentions that a lot of people in the city are in need of a good bodyguard, and he believes John would be perfect for the job. He tells him about Samuel Ramos, a Mexico City automaker whose young daughter, Lupita, requires a bodyguard for her kidnapping insurance policy to take effect. The scene shifts to Samuel speaking with his lawyer, Jordan. Jordan informs him that if he's unable to find a bodyguard for his daughter soon, his license will expire.
You do this, you get one that's got a decent resume. We're not looking for a goddamn Superman here, right? Get someone cheap. So you renew the policy and then fire the prick for whatever, incompetence.
Despite this, Paul convinces John to take the job. Later, John is in a car with Samuel, who reviews his profile and notes that John worked for the CIA.
16 years of military experience, extensive counter-terrorism work.
Impressed, Samuel asks why he's now working as a bodyguard when he's capable of a better job. John explains that he drinks a lot, and when you drink more than you should, it starts to affect your reflexes. That's why he's no longer fit to work for the government. Samuel tells him he doesn't mind the drinking, as long as he protects his daughter. However, he asks John not to mention his alcohol problem in front of his wife. They arrive at Samuel's house, and John meets Lisa, Samuel's wife. She seems pleased that John is American.
You're an American.
So are you.
Lisa then calls her daughter, Lupita, who is affectionately called Pita by everyone. The little girl greets John and shows him around her room. As John looks around, she tells him that he is her 5th bodyguard and that she hopes he won't leave her like the others did. The next day, on the way to school, Pita asks John a lot of questions. She asks if it's good to be a black bodyguard in Mexico. John replies, "Time will tell." She also talks about the growing kidnapping crisis in Mexico, saying 24 people have been kidnapped just in the past week. Question after question, they finally reach her school. As John is about to drop her off, she asks him to come inside. John follows her in. Pita introduces him to her teacher, who takes a close look at John and remarks that he looks deeply disturbed and sad, likely because of his past. She advises him to read the Bible and recites a few verses for him. To her surprise, John starts reciting verses of his own, revealing that he already reads the Bible. While Peter is in school, John waits outside. When she finishes, he picks her up. On their way home, Peter resumes her questioning. She asks John if he liked going to school as a kid. He admits he didn't. His school wasn't as nice as hers and lacked all the fun things and facilities.
Were you unhappy?
Peter keeps bugging him with her childish curiosity. Eventually, John loses patience and tells her that he's there to be her bodyguard, not her friend, so she should stop asking so many questions. Peter gets upset. When the car stops, she gets out and sits in the back seat. John realizes he's hurt her. When they get home, Lisa tries to chat with John. He tells her that he's not very talkative and is just there to do his job. He makes it clear he's not going to be very friendly.
And Peter just wants to be friends.
But you're paying me to protect her, right? Not to be her friend. Right?
That night, John can't sleep. Memories from his past haunt him, struggling with alcoholism, burnout, and guilt over his CIA actions. John tries to end his life, but the bullet misfires. He calls Paul and confesses everything. Paul urges him to pull himself together. Standing outside in the rain in the middle of the night, John doesn't realize that Pita has been watching everything from her window. She begins to understand his pain. The next morning, John takes Pita and Lisa to school. On the way, he notices a suspicious car following them. He asks Pita for a pencil, but being the smart girl she is, she writes down the car's license plate number herself. It's time for Peta's swimming competition. John is there to support her. Despite trying her best, Peta comes third. On the way back, she tells John that she'll never win. He encourages her, saying that she swims faster than everyone else. She just takes longer jumping into the water. He begins coaching her to become a more confident swimmer, and through this, the two begin to bond. Samuel and Lisa go to another city, leaving Peta with John.
Oh, gracias.
He continues training her. As days pass, the bond deepens. By the next competition day, John is no longer just a bodyguard. He now cares for her as if she were his own daughter. She wins the competition, and both are really happy about that. Her piano classes start, and John takes her there. But when he comes out after dropping her off, he recognizes the car that had followed them earlier. As two federal police officers block the street, John immediately realizes something is wrong. Sensing that Peta is about to be abducted when she comes out, he tells her to run, and then the gunfire begins, with both parties shooting at each other. John kills 4 of the attackers, including the officers, but is critically wounded, and Peta is taken. Recovering from his injuries, John is declared a suspect. However, reporter Mariana Guerrero questions the official story, noting that the police officers involved were not on duty and had been linked to corruption cases in the past.
Lo que es seguro es que murieron heroicamente.
Ah, bueno, por supuesto. Pero ¿qué hacían exactamente en el lugar del rapto?
AFI agent Miguel Manzano relocates John to a veterinary clinic to protect him from the corrupt police. The Voice, leader of the kidnapping ring, demands a $10 million ransom. Samuel complies, with the help of police Lieutenant Victor Fuentes. However, the kidnappers are ambushed during the ransom drop, and the Voice's nephew is killed, holding the Ramos family responsible. The Voice informs them that Peta will be lost to them forever as retribution.
Now it is too late.
Por favor, no le haga daño a mi niña.
Get out of my fucking house now!
Just that crease. It's a mess. Somebody hijacked the drop, and the kidnapper's nephew was killed, so he killed Peta.
Mariana warns John that the kidnappers belong to a powerful brotherhood called La Hermandad, which consists of corrupt officials, police, and criminals.
Meet you. Tell your driver to keep his distance next time, all right, friend?
John promises Peta's mother, Lisa, that he will kill everyone responsible for Peta's death. He goes to Peta's room, reads her diary, and finds out that she actually loved him dearly. He also finds the license plate number she had written down and calls Mariana, asking her for all available details about the car. With Paul's help, John obtains a small arsenal of weapons and equipment. He brutally interrogates the gate driver, cutting off his finger to force him to reveal information, and then kills him.
Le dicen la voz.
La voz, okay.
The driver points him to a club where John confronts 3 of the kidnappers. He kills the middleman, known as Jersey Boy, and another criminal. He also rescues another kidnapped girl and recovers an incriminating ATM card. He contacts Mariana and asks her to meet him at the club. When she arrives, he turns over both the girl and the ATM card. Mariana also reveals that Fuentes is part of the Brotherhood. Manzano interviews Paul, who describes John as an artist of death. He explains that now that John has made up his mind to take revenge, no one involved in the kidnapping will be spared.
Creasy's art is death.
Mariana convinces Manzano to help John wage war against the kidnappers. John ambushes Fuentes' motorcade using a rocket-propelled grenade. He abducts the officer and straps a bomb to his body.
Where the deal went bad, the ransom got stolen. C4, highly explosive. You put them all together, you got a bomb.
Terrified, Fuentes confesses that he and his officers ambushed the ransom drop, but by then, most of the ransom money had already been stolen by Jordan Kalfas, Samuel's lawyer.
Lawyer, Jordan Kalfas. Jordan Kalfas?
After killing Fuentes, John searches Kalfas' home and finds his decapitated body along with documents revealing bank account information, leading straight to Samuel. John confronts Samuel and calls his wife.
I'll snatch the life right out of you, understand?
And what?
You know what I'm talking about. Peter's kidnapping or death. Were you a part of it or not?
It's 5 from 10. That's 5. What happened to the other 5, Sam? Tell your wife. It's your chance to talk. What happened?
Samuel confesses that Kalfas had suggested they stage Peter's kidnapping to claim the insurance payout and pay off his father's debts. They were promised that Peter would remain unharmed.
I did it, Lisa! I agreed to the kidnapping! I did it for us!
But when Fuentes interfered with the drop, things spiraled out of control. Samuel blamed Kalfas for Peter's supposed death and killed him. Lisa, unaware of Samuel's involvement, is devastated. She tells John to kill her husband, or she'll do it herself. John leaves Samuel with a gun and the same bullet he had once attempted suicide with. Overcome with guilt, Samuel shoots himself. Mariana and Manzano trace the ATM card to the Voice's wife and find her address. Manzano's officers infiltrate her home and obtain a photo of the Voice. Despite threats from the Brotherhood, Mariana publishes the photo and gives the address to John. John captures the Voice's wife and his brother, Aurelio. He is shot in the chest during the confrontation, but learns the real identity of the ringleader, Daniel Sanchez. John calls Daniel and threatens his family. Daniel, in turn, reveals that Peta is alive. He offers to trade her for his brother and for John himself. John agrees.
I will leave you her life for your life and the life of my brother.
He instructs Lisa to meet him at the exchange. John reunites with Peta in the middle of an overpass. He assures her that he loves her and then sends her to her mother. He and Aurelio are taken by Daniel's men. John succumbs to his injuries, but dies with a sense of peace and satisfaction. Later, Manzano tracks Daniel down and shoots him dead during the arrest.